Welcome back to Slam Shenanigans. We're going to start here with some of the machine noise in the video. This is way steeper than it looks, and it's very, very wet if it doesn't show up in the video. So I'll talk a little bit here. I apologize for the sniffling. I got some allergies going on here. Like I said, it's very muddy and very wet, and I'll start talking in the video here in a minute. But I'll explain it here at the bottom. Little slippery, slickery. That was a little more interesting than it showed. Huh. Definitely. Camera doesn't do it justice. That was kind of fun. Yeah. Okay, yeah. She's a little wet. Might be a little too wet. Shall see. Alright. Okay, welcome back to Slam Shenanigans. We are going to be back on this job here. So, let me show you what we're doing here. The reason that we're doing here. The last video was the tryout of the Ripper. This will be the first painting job that we're actually going to utilize it. It's going to be basically we're going to use it to grub a lot of these little trees here. So we're going to clear out this area in here. This is this, if you've been following the channel, which I hope you are. If you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 1,000 here. Trying to get monetized so we can get you some better content, better equipment for me. If you remember, this was supposed to be just a simple little UTV trail. Turned into a much bigger road project, and then a turnaround area, and then a complete turnaround, and then we ended up with a bit of a rock wall build for a gentleman, for his wife to sit by their creek, and now we're doing an area to have clearing here. So what we're going to do is get rid of some of these trees here. So let me set you up and we're going to start grubbing. So this is the Manka Ripper that we debuted in the last video on a pretty big stump. This is all pretty small stuff, but as you'll see later on, there's a couple ones that are pretty stubborn. These little guys are rooted quite well. We're going to leave this little area, rather larger oak here in the middle for shade for them later on, and just work with the getting rid of the smaller ones here, keeping some natural drainage. Gonna put in one culvert up there, keep the drainage going where it should be going. Everything's looking really good right now, so we're just kind of grubbing out all this little brush that's really just fire hazard. But so far that thing is working fantastic. And with the thumb, you can just grab the brush and move it over the side. So it was really, we got a couple little downpours that just made everything pretty wet. But just by working in here, everything's compacted pretty good. Again, I've said it a million times, our area is just moon dust when you start working it. But it does eventually compact down fairly well. And if you do things right, you can get it to work out okay. This will all end up just being natural dirt, and I'll probably seed it with some natural grasses around this area. Getting rid of some of the scrub brush up in there. Kind of cleaning that out. There's poison oak in this area. Got to get that out for them. Make sure that none of that's around. take it up, put it in a burn pile for later. But I don't know, I get out occasionally. I'm not sure what I was doing there. Had to take care of something. Just kind of the way the jobs go. Just kind of get a little bit of stuff here and there. So we'll grub most of this, and then I'll eventually switch over to a bucket and kind of get this area a little bit more level for them. This will be literally just a gathering place for their family for generations to come. They've used this area for probably, 30 plus years. It's just never been a great site. It's literally just, they had a picnic table up on the other side for a while, and they just kind of just all hand cleared some areas, weed eaters and rakes and whatever. So they're really looking forward to this, where they can come down and have a picnic and hang out. As years go by, things get better, and their lives have progressed where they can hire me and come in here and actually do something nice for them. So they're all looking forward to this, and now they're older and they're upper. Years have gone by, so they've got kids and grandkids now. So this will be really nice for them. So it's been a fun project. Like I said, this is one where I don't care about the scope creep. They're good clients, they're good friends, and so this has been fun. Said I was kind of an artist with the rock wall, so it's really enjoyable to have that kind of feedback. But it's nice working with the land and taking care of it, improving it. You don't just come in and destroy it. This is really making everything better. It's fireproofing it. It's taking care of it. It's not destroying it. It's making it better. So that's what I enjoy. So when we're all done with this is just going to look so much better. Anyways, just kind of enjoy. Might throw some music in here. I don't know. Feeling frisky. That way I don't inadvertently throw a bunch of sniffles in here with my allergies as I'm editing this. Well, but I talk too much, so I'm going into the next scenes. Anyways, this is coming up the road out. I ran into some of our local traffic jams, turkeys, and this is the upper part of that thing. So I figured since I had the ripper on, I'd see what it would do on some rocks. And if you remember right, when this thing shipped, I didn't have the actual replaceable tooth on it, so I bolted one on, and this is where I found out that the bolt was definitely not going to work, and the shear pin is what I should have gone with. Well, I didn't have one, so the bolt broke, and so like I said, I think I had already received the new tooth and the shear pin, but I didn't have it on. I was still rocking just the temporary cat tooth that I bought and the bolt, so I was just playing around on the rocks, and I lost the bolt. So I'm like, okay, well, it just came off, and luckily saw it right away, and I was like, okay, well, I'm done with this ripper tooth for now. So I'll switch out and go to the bucket. Anyways, here I'm running back up the road. I think I'm going to get different equipment or something. So this is above this gentleman's property. It's both on the right and down below is where I'm doing the work. Yeah, this is where he decided that he wanted, because we were doing that work, he wanted to make that rock wall larger. So he had more rocks up above, and he said, Jim, can you make this bigger? And I was like, well, sure. Because we had to figure out what we were doing with all the dirt that he wanted to move. So I had to stop and get some bigger rocks. So there we went back to moving rocks, and somewhere in there I saw that deer. But anyways, that was the whole thing. We had to, since we were moving all that dirt, we had to figure out where to put it. And so I was like, Charlie, we gotta do something with that dirt. And he's like, well, why can't we make the rock wall bigger? And I was like, you need more rocks. Well, he's like, I got more rocks. So I went back into rock moving mode, and this is what we're doing. So went back and grabbed a skid steer. That's why I was going up the road. And that's what we did. So we went back up, and again, it was kind of sketchy going down that little mud pit there. So you're seeing some of my moving back and forth here with the skid steer and some very large boulders. That's kind of towards the end of the day with some of these new ones here. And then I'm going to start placing these things and doing some more artwork, if you will. Some of the boulders here, some of the big potatoes, some of the gorgeous views. So, I do have a good office view. But this is coming down. Just bringing these things down. You can see the weight. Just moving the skid steer. The skid steer is over 12,000 pounds. And the grapple on there, that thing's over 1,000 pounds. The rock is, I can't see how big this one was. That's where I need the subscriptions, you guys. If you like this content, hit that sub button. Where I'm going with that is if I get over 1,000, I can actually get monetized. I'll be doing this on the computer and be able to see what I'm looking at, what I'm editing. I don't want to sound like a broken record when I'm doing this on my phone, so it's hard to see what I'm looking at as I'm editing. It's got the recording bar across it. So I'm doing the best I can. I appreciate it. I really appreciate all you guys watching this. Don't want to sound like I'm whining, but I am doing the best I can with the phone. And it is fun. So dropping some rocks off and just getting them all down here to where I can work with them. And then getting them down here is actually not too hard part of the job. It's really figuring out where they're going to go and how they're going to place is the challenge.
All right, we are heading down on New Year's Eve. Do a little work on what I've been calling a road job, but it's really hey, there's our deer. Check them out. Do a little work on the road job, which what I've been calling a road job. It's actually turning into a different deal here. As you know, it's one of those jobs that it's close to home, so it's really kind of not a problem, but it's definitely become a scope creep job, and it's not a problem because it's close to home. It's literally a neighbor, and it's not a problem for scope creep because the neighbor pays well, pays on time. And it's kind of a fun job, and it's becoming a not so much just it started out, as I've said many times in the videos before, it was going to be a real quick little UTV job. Tell you what, while I'm getting you guys going here, let's do a real quick deal here. Let's just check our oil. Should be, yeah, it's downhill and it's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, where is it? There it is. I don't know if it was in focus, but it was absolutely fresh, over full because it's downhill. Because I just serviced it. All new filters everywhere. Let me get this warming up here. And warming up. The tooth came off. That was the tooth that I had to bolt on. Not going to be an issue because we're going to put the bucket on it for today's activities. But anyways, back to my story. Squirreled out there for a second, had to get it warmed up. Started out as a very quick little UTV trail. And then I zoom in there. Earlier in this video, I think I'm going to tie this one into this video. Extra rocks down there. I widened out an area down there for the gentleman's wife to sit by the creek and built not a little rock wall, but a pretty good sized rock wall. And he liked that. And then he asked for a turnaround area, which is this here. And we kind of leveled this out, and then he wanted this slope brought back more. And he actually asked for some culverts to be put in here, and then actually up on the road. And then he asked for the entire road to be re-rocked. this to be made bigger. Then he liked this area down here so much that the last request was to make that area bigger. Well, to make that area bigger, I had to grub that, which is earlier in this video, which I used my new ripper on. And because of that, there's a lot of extra dirt down there. It has to be moved somewhere, which we were gonna put over here. But then he thought, well, can we just raise that area down there? And then that led to the discussion of, well, if we do that, you're gonna lose your rock wall from where you're sitting to see it. He's like, well, Jim, I've got extra rocks way up there at his other property. And so you saw me bring all those rocks down. So we're going to build this rock wall up even larger. And he doesn't know it yet, but because we're building that rock wall higher, now he doesn't really have a way to get down to his creek. So I'm going to try to incorporate some steps down to his creek so that his wife's not that mobile, so that he and his grandchildren can actually find a way down to the creek to play in the water later on in years to come. So that's where we're going with this project. And you know, it's becoming a really nice place for them and their future generations to hang out down here. So there's no activities right by the creek, it's all away from the creek, but yeah, it's just becoming a really, really nice little area to hang out. So that's what we're doing today.
All right, so here's where I'm going to actually start moving the rocks around and placing the second course of boulders. So right now I'm just kind of getting some of these things out of the way. This is the night before where I just kind of brought them all down here. When I did bring them down, I tried to grab the ones that I thought I would have in certain areas first. So as I grabbed them out of the field, I grabbed the ones I thought I'd want first. So they're kind of placed where I wanted them. But as you'll see, as the thing goes on, towards the end there, I grabbed a few that I wanted in different orientations. But the first couple were the ones I wanted first. So kind of nestle them in here and start jockeying them around, do a little bit of moving of dirt to get them to where I wanted them placed. May seem like it's real basic, real easy, just chuck the rocks in there and walk away, but it's not. You'll see me get out, I'll look at it, it's a lot of thinking beforehand, during, and after, and looking at it, to make sure that these things are the faces you want looking, exposed areas that you want, making sure that they're the exposed areas on both the outside of the rock wall and then towards the area where the people are going to be sitting, and also the exposed areas on top where the people may be sitting on the boulders. So a whole lot of thought goes into it in placing these things. It's not just go down there and chuck them on the wall and everything works out. So not to make it sound not to fill in here sound, but there's a lot involved in building a boulder wall, more than I ever thought was involved in it, until I started doing these things. So I'm not patting myself on the back here at all. It's just there is a ton of thought in these things. So it's pretty cool when it all finally comes together. And you'll see me just kind of just place, get out, look, place, get out, look, place, get out, look. And when it comes together in the end, it works out pretty good. You see the homeowner came down here, and he's like, he wanted one of these rocks moved. So, he literally is like, hey, I'd kind of like this thing moved just a little bit here, because he wanted, to his eye, aesthetically, something a little different. And that's how much the importance is. So I said, no problem. And we did it. And that was, it's time lapse, so it's really fast right there. And that was it. And it's a big difference. I've done a few of these at my house before I did it for anybody else. And if you just approach it as a throw together, it looks like garbage, but if you spend your time and you think about how they're going to fit together and how their look, it makes a huge difference in the finished product. So this is getting towards the end here. I think I had started to do some moving of the dirt there. So this is the back side of it, where the second course is, and here's the far side looking at it. And if I zoom in there, I don't know if I showed. Again, I'm doing this on my phone. I apologize. It's the whole reason I'm trying to get the subs up so I can do this on a computer and get some better equipment for you guys and produce a better quality product for you. I'll try to go back and talk about it, but the homeowner, the client that I'm working for, we had a really cool flat rock in there, and I apologize if I talked about this before, if I didn't talk about it, but I was bummed because the second course was going to cover up a rock that was really nice and flat, and he's like, hey, can we leave it exposed? And so we ended up keeping that area exposed, and I made actually a little walkout area to where he could sit on that rock between two big boulders of this. But anyways, I'm doing the grubbing now, trying to level this area out and get some of that dirt moved that we've, instead of just pushing it off the edge here with this second course, now we can move the dirt into where we've created this more area for the rock. So yeah, that was the dirt moving in here. So it wasn't grubbing. Sorry, my dog was distracting me. But yeah, we're doing the leveling of the dirt, kind of pushing it around here, getting it up against those rocks, and getting that nice area there for the family and the future generations to sit, making a nice big area for them to put a picnic table down there and kind of just enjoy their area. So, like I said, it's a super enjoyable project, something that's going to mean a lot to the family for years and years to come. So these are the fun ones. Definitely a fun one for sure. So now you can kind of see it's coming to life here. Yeah, you can definitely see it there now. There you go. So this is the area. So pretty big rock wall. Looking at, there's the ledge. That's what I was trying to explain. So beautiful, big, nice flat rock. And then I had to throw in, we had some big rainstorms here come in. So this is my driveway, just kind of showing. Some of the waterfall here. I apologize if there's double talk going on right now. I can't hear because I'm recording or doing the video edit on my phone. So I might have some double talk that I'll have to edit out later when I review this edit. But yeah, we had this, and that'll kind of tie into it because I was trying to do some compacting at the end there, and this is the sloppy mess that we ended up with. But appreciate you watching, and we'll continue this project because we're not done yet. We still got the seeding of the flat area there, and the final fix of the road itself. I'm gonna haul in a whole bunch of road base. So thanks for watching. If you like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to leave some comments. I like the interaction. Thank you.